skid mark in my day on an underwear, I'm not going to fucking mention that. The socks, stinky socks, stinky shin guards, that's like not embarrassing. It's normal. We do something where we talk about.
No, you save that one for when they really piss you off. And then
hey, come over here.
Give me a skid mark.
Listen, hey, take a look at this. You don't want to take a shower tonight? Let me show you a little something. Look what fucking daddy found, okay? Okay, so let's record the intro now.
So what did Milkless? Because I think we start with the name.
Two dads, we love our kids, but then we also need them to know that we're like pretty cool and it's not like a wimpy podcast. So, hey, Milkless.
Hey, welcome. Hey,
Milkless. Call the audience, Milkless. What's up, Milkless? Max coming at you.
What if that's it? That's our first take.
All right, Matt, we are back live via satellite. I am jacked up. This is going to be a
scared
fun
the shit out of me.
This is it's because for those who were not watching before, I was frozen thinking about what I was going to say for a good minute, and then it just comes like a
just clicked on.
Here we go. So we are live via satellite. I have a partial study to round us out as we're diving in here. I don't know if you've seen it going around on social media. There's something going around like, friends who make fun of each other or razz each other or rib each other have 300% stronger friendship, with honesty and loyalty, blah, blah, blah. So there's no real evidence that, the 300% thing. We took a look at the science.
Sketchy.
There is, there's no peer-reviewed study, but there was like a, 2023 meta-review of youth teasing among friends when that's done playfully. Psychologists have found that pro-social teasing can strengthen friendships. And it makes sense. Like you've seen like those old buddies that can kind of make fun of each other.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's, we do it on the show.
It's like 20% of this show.
Yeah, no, I mean, and like for example, like you used to be fat, right? When you were a kid?
I had a very skinny friend nicknamed me Pudge. I like fat is probably overstating it, but like, I was a bit of a chunk. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm kidding. That probably brought up some stuff, and I'm towing the line. But basically,
no,
what we're gonna get into today is we're gonna make Matt cry. But secondarily, after making him cry, we're gonna talk about the guardrails and how you can do it with friends and or your kids. Because I think that there's conventional wisdom that's like, don't ever do this. And with great power comes great responsibility. If you fuck this up and you make fun of your kids in a bad way and are too tone deaf to realize that, you can really leave some emotional damage.
Just however important your opinion of your friends is to them, your opinion of your kids is 1,000 times more important to your kids. So it is like tread lightly and when in doubt, don't do it. But this has been kind of like in the mix in the way I've parented, probably, contrary to some, and you, Maxie, contrary to some of the expertise. And I actually think it is a positive part of my relationship with my kids that and they send it right back, that we sometimes give each other a hard time.
Yeah. Also, wouldn't it be nice if our kids leave our house when they're 18, 22, whatever, and, have this ability where they can effectively razz with their friends. I think that, I don't think this study exists, but I think one should say something like kids who understand or young teens who understand how to do this, not only like how to do this, not only does it strengthen the friendship, it shows a level of emotional intelligence because this is a dangerous fucking game. Like to make fun of somebody and know that it's going to land, you need to not only have the like emotional intelligence, the humor ability to be able to say something that is kind of funny, but then two, understand the other person, their state of mind, how it's going to land on them, and be pretty fucking sure that that's going to strengthen and galvanize the friendship as opposed to be like,
gets you slapped at the Oscars.
Yeah. Exactly.
It is an interesting thing. And
that's
there's also
Will Smith's fault though.
That was on Will Smith. Agreed. But there's also this other,
but he didn't read it. Cause maybe you got to know Will Smith's kind of crazy and you're going to talk about,
so is Jada.
JPS.
Yeah. And there's like weird rules to this too, where the same sentiment, if it's funny, in this strange way, if it's funny, it doesn't land as hard. But if you're trying to razz somebody and it's kind of mean and it's not funny, suddenly it's just mean. So
And like you
yeah,
see
it
how my
is.
thing about Matt being fat as a kid like was not funny, and it wasn't even really that good. But it's going to get into the first stage of this is punch up, not down. Matt is in very good shape. If you can't see him, he's you know a model man
Oh man.
who does weight training, and he's very fit and handsome. So I feel like I can make fun of his how he possibly used to be fat. I knew his nickname was Pudge as a kid. And that's like a funny thing. We're going to talk about that a little bit, like how sometimes I make fun of Matt for his big brain and his big vocabulary and how he thinks he's so smart. Well, we spent some time thinking about this and how we're going to, frame it, framework for you all and for how to make fun of our kids. Is like, okay, I'm making fun of Matt for being smart. It's fine.
Well,
That's a guide, guideline.
a guideline, yeah. And I think it bears saying that like one of the reasons that I think, I mean, one, it's fun and it's a funny way of interacting, and then you kind of riff and go back and forth, and there's like a little bit of a kind of a playful competition to it. But I do also think that like it is a good way to just like bring up the slight bits of like friction or differences in relationships. Like, Maxie, you'll say those things about my big brain, or I'll be like, read a fucking book. And then you'll give me shit about like when I try to do an ad for Milkless, because I'm kind of terrible at like sales and promotion or whatever. Or certainly if we ever do a math episode, you can just lay into me the whole time. And like really what we're like, we both deeply respect each other's intelligence, right? It's why we're able to do this. And we both know that I know that you're not insecure about
Right.
your intellect. So we can kind of do that and laugh about the ways in which we have different brains from each other without ever landing anything like too deep. But you know what I mean? It's like we can kind of just bring this stuff out of the oven. When I'm like, Max, read a fucking book, it's kind of getting at this dynamic where you're like, oh, you fucking bookish, like get out of your ivory tower and come live in the world with the people. And I'm like,
Yeah.
Max, like quit being such a frat boy and like think for a second. Like there is something real in there that is
Totally.
like it's an itch that we're scratching in a way that doesn't bother anybody, you know?
Well, on the one hand, like I think the reason it also galvanizes a friendship, and maybe the 300% isn't true because it's understated, is
Hey-o.
that it kind of shows that we're going to be friends forever.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, like we're such good friends, we're almost like family, that when we make fun of each other like siblings, we know that it never cuts deep, and we're just playing around in this
Yeah.
world. So it almost galvanizes the friendship. But the other thing is like there's a lot of things that like you would never want to make fun of somebody's appearance or their height or something that they can't change about themselves. These are things where I think that well-meaning people who hear this episode would be like, oh, great, I can galvanize a friendship or blah, blah. And then you tell your kid like, hey, short stuff, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like, shit, that's like baggage for them at school, and they're always called short, and then that will not land. So again, I feel like we can't preface this enough. Like, we'll get into some funny stuff in a minute, but like, this is like the biggest, parental advisory warning label I think we've ever put on anything.
Don't fuck this up.
Don't fuck this up with your friends or your kids.
Especially with your kids. Yeah.
And when in doubt, like, don't fucking do it. But if you can start dipping your toe, I think some of the guidelines are like, especially someone who is very confident and someone who is proud of something. Like,
Yeah,
and
You know,
you know that they're good at it, something.
and you know they're good at yeah. It's like can't be too soft a spot. Like we have a buddy who's our mutual friend in college, and I would make fun of his lazy eye because it really only showed up when he was drunk, and he was very handsome, and it did not slow him down in life. So it was on the edges because it was physical appearance, but it's like, look, he's doing great. And the other thing is you got to read their reaction to it, because he would always laugh about it, and he'd like, he'd get drunk and then he'd be like, guys, which one of you am I looking at? He was kind of in on the joke too.
I think also, yeah, like that also, I think that was always like compliment sandwiched with like, you are the most handsome man in
Yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
Why can't your eyes stop spinning like a fucking top?
Yeah.
But
yeah. How come all the girls are looking at you and we don't know who you're looking at? Yeah.
so stuff like that. Like I make fun of a friend in town who is always bringing like a boombox places because he loves loud music. This is not about his character. This is not about his appearance. And on the group text, like he'll always, this is like without fail, there'll be a party and he'll be like, hey, should I bring my Bluetooth speaker? And I always just respond always with like,
Yeah.
no, like, but you know, actually our speakers aren't working at our house, but I'll just use my phone in a solo cup. But he really values loud, and sometimes he'll fall for it and be like, no, really, it's not a problem. I can bring the boombox. I'm like, no, I think I'll just put the phone in a solo cup. That's just as good.
That's
and this
fine.
is like playful razzing.
Yeah, there's an intimacy. There's yeah. The timing is funny because you brought this topic to the Milkos desk, but we're going to spend the weekend with some friends. We're going out of town, and it's my very old friend, and I've known his wife for a long time. But I made a mental note to myself. It's like, I'm going to try making fun of her a little bit this weekend. Because that's always been a threshold with my friends' wives. When we can give each other shit, it's like, now they're my friend too.
Yeah. But making fun of somebody, it's like, it's always easy to kind of be like, make fun of them for being super mom or like make fun of them. It's easy to make fun of somebody for a positive thing.
Yeah. That's maybe the way in. Yeah. All right. So let's talk a little bit about, like, I think we've talked about what we see as the utility of it. And certainly an additional utility, and I probably brought this up before, but with my kids, I often feel like it is a way to bring up a little bit of a pain point that doesn't feel like we have to have a conversation. Like, my daughter will always come get me to look for something that is like in plain sight. And a while back, I started to be like, you're good at a lot of things, but, and Max, I know you've done the thing where you're like, I'm going to hold my breath. I'm going to find this in one breath hold.
Well, I've started saying that exact thing.
But
And
you're
I had
good
to
at a lot of
explain it the first time because
Yeah.
at first, like one of my sons was looking for something. And I'm like, hey, bud, you're good at a lot of things. And they're like, what does that mean? And I was like, okay, well, I had to explain the joke to them.
Yeah.
But then now every other time, now they get it. And I think another piece of a guideline is like, think about it. If somebody else said it, would it be funny or mean? And just another way to kind of check it. And that's funny, because also you're giving a compliment.
Yeah.
Like, you're good at so many things and you're not explicitly saying they're bad at stuff. And you kind of like do a little tongue in cheek.
And the other day, my daughter came to get me because she's like, I can't find this thing. And so we start walking towards the room together. And on the way there, with the grin on her face, she goes, all right, Dad, you know who I am. Like it was like her own acknowledgement of this dynamic. And probably if I didn't have that like little joke with her, I would be annoyed of having to look for the thing. But instead, we just kind of get to mutually acknowledge that like, this is a dynamic that we have. But that being said, I've also had moments where like I went too far with a kid and like it was a little too much of a dig and I hurt their feelings and I really had to like backpedal that and feel bad. So let's put some parameters around that. Probably all of which will apply to both friends and kids, but probably all of which are like that much more important when you're doing it with your children.
So
Go ahead.
Also like tone is everything. Also just like understanding if you're not in a good space and you're like kind of like pissed at your kids, then it's like probably just never a good time to do it because there will be some stank on it. Even if it's like, what? I said the exact same things. Like, God damn it, honey, you're good at a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like, Dad's pissed.
I remember Tina Payne Bryson when we had her on talking about that, like she knew she was always on the ramp towards rage when she just started using biting sarcasm. And for her, it was not good because she's like, I'm already pissed if I'm going that route. So that is a good rule of thumb. Don't do it when you're angry.
Yeah. I'd also find a couple touchstones where you're kind of like just develop that razzy thing. Like I copied the thing that my dad said growing up. He would, anytime, I've said this on the show before, anytime like somebody had some food on their mouth, like on their cheek or something, it'd be like, let's say, he'd be like, guys, Max, he's really smart. And I'd be like perking up like, wow, he's one of the smartest kids I know. He also knows that like we're almost out of mashed potatoes. So what he does is he saves some on his cheek.
On his
That's
face.
how smart Max is is he actually saves food on his own face. And like, it was just like a funny dad joke thing. I'm like, Dad, just cut it out.
Yeah.
But like, that's always, I still do that now.
Yeah.
And it's like, the same thing with like,
very
I said
harmless.
the other day. Yeah. When they're like, I'm thirsty. I'm like, cool. I'm Friday. Come over Saturday. We'll have a Sunday. Like,
Amazing
that's not really
comedy.
making fun of them, but it's like a little like.
This episode is brought to you by Violet Archer, the video book. What's a video book? Yes. So, Max, you know how like more and more people like watch their podcasts, but you kind of only partially watch it? It's kind of calm. It's something that's on, but you're not glued to it. Well, that's what a video book is for kids. This thing, the average episode of Cocomelon, we looked this up, it cuts like every 2 seconds. It's fucking stimulus overload with the theme song. This cuts average cut every 17 seconds. It's a calm viewing experience. Check it out, Violet Archer. It's a mystery. I wrote it. Max created all the images for it. His half-sister did the motion graphics. There's music. There's sound design. The Violet Archer is played by Caitlin, none other than Caitlin Murray of Big Time Adulting, everybody's favorite mom. We're so proud of this thing. We hope you like it. Where can they find it, Maxie baby?
Well, you can check the show notes for violetarcher.co and we can direct you there. If you want to watch it, you can check it on YouTube. Search Violet Archer. You can also, if you're listening to this podcast on whatever your platform is, it will be on that platform. So just go to the search bar and type in Violet Archer. If you're in the car, you want to listen to the audio only version, you can do that. But yeah, check it out.
If unlike Max, you are able to read, books available on Amazon.com. Well, it's what my kids would call it. I don't know where they got this, but both of my daughters use the word cheeky a lot. I think my wife does it because she doesn't like the words cheeky, like basta. Naughty or like, you cheeky monkey. This actually, that's a good segue into another rule of this. It's got to go both ways. So my kids will also give me a hard time. I misplace things all the time and they give me constant shit about that. We've actually all, my youngest did this, but she just started calling me Todd when I was being a little cheeky, and she'll just be like, Todd, you're being so cheaty, because she can't really say her K's, they're always T's. But it's like a funny, she doesn't even, obviously my almost 3-year-old daughter is not yet verbally adept enough to deal in wordplay, but she gets the tone of it. So it's just even the way she'll be like, Todd, like she's giving it back to me. And so I do think that's always been, this is something that is unique in some ways to kids, although not entirely, is you have to recognize when you're playing this game of kind of verbal, sparring, you're at a huge advantage over your children. And you can't play that advantage in a way that's unfair. That would also be true with a friend that's less socially adept or maybe a little less funny, or maybe they're really smart in a different way, but they're just not super quick on their feet. I do think it has to be a two-way street where everybody's kind of in on the joke, or it slips into mean and just bullying.
Totally. Like my thing for some reason has become, and I'm not sure how I felt about this at first, is that daddy's stinky and boys are stinky. Because we have, 2 older boys and then 1 younger daughter, but it's never mean. And it's every once in a while, it gives the 5-year-old something funny to say about me to make fun of me. And it's she's kind of in a phase where she is somewhat preferring me a little bit. So she's always with me, and me and my daughter are best friends. But every once in a while she wants to get me. She's like, I don't want to go in your stinky truck. You're stinky. I'm going with mommy. And it's what did you say to me? What did you say to me? Yeah, no, daddy, you're stinky. Boys are stinky. And it's I love that. It's not over the top. It's once a month, and it's a touchstone that she can use if she wants to make fun of me. It's I'm stinky.
You're stinky. Yeah, it's good. What's interesting is for a while I was calling my oldest daughter ham sandwich and she started calling me stinky bottom, but then she started to abuse it all the time. And she started like, and eventually I was like, I need you to stop. Like,
Yeah.
it's
That's good.
like,
It's
it's
crossing
not
into mean. It's not
Yeah.
funny anymore.
I'm also the only boy in a house full of like even our dog's a girl and all of our male fish have died. I'm the only male that survived our household. So there was this like boys are stinky thing that at a certain point I was like, I don't want you walking around thinking that like, and like, by the way, you smell like ass, kid. So like there was, you're bathed in 4 days. So it's funny because, which is maybe a segue into another great like rule of thumb is like, if you are going to do this, you need to really be paying attention to the response you're getting every time.
Like
Because-
for example, like I make fun of stinky feet. Like anytime like they're like, smell my sock, and I'll smell it and just like start like overdoing it, like gagging, like, like awful. I'll like fall over or something. But like I did see skid mark in my day on an underwear. I'm not going to fucking mention that.
No, that's embarrassing.
You know, like,
yeah.
that's embarrassing, you know, like
Yeah.
even it's just not funny. Like I would never mention that, you know, but like the socks, stinky socks, stinky shin guards, that's like not embarrassing. It's normal. You know, we do something where we talk about.
No, you
like,
save that one for when they really piss you off. And then,
hey, come over here. Come
give
over
me a
here.
skid mark.
Listen, hey, take a look at this. You don't want to take a shower tonight? Let me show you a little something. Look what fucking daddy found. Okay.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do's and don'ts.
Yeah. Basically, another thing that we do that we kind of have backed down on is like one of our kids is kind of like a heartthrob in school and has mentioned to us that like all these.
This is your
girls have
oldest?
media has like crushes on.
Middle. Oh, wow.
So like tons of crushes. But all of our kids, if you mention like, oh, so-and-so has a crush on you, like some of the other kids, our other siblings will do that to them. They're like, stop. And then every once in a while, like but this is good to understand how to do. A little razz, like, oh, you're so handsome. All the girls like you. It's like, stop it.
Yeah.
Then that's cool. But then if they're in a bad mood and you're like, you know, you're so cute and adorable. You look like a little teddy bear. Everybody loves you. All the girls like you. Everybody wants you. And they're like, stop, crying. It's like, okay. So the kids are also understanding like, and we'll have a talk about it. Like, look, there's a difference between like playful teasing and being mean. Like if someone, and it's a huge part of it is reading the reaction and apologizing. I've apologized about the crush thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry. Like when I was a kid, I loved when people talked about that for me. Like, oh, you have crushes, girls like you? I'd be like, yeah, they do.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
That was fun for me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Like apparently that really upset you. I'm so sorry. Like,
You know, another good like rule of thumb that is you can't stick with it. You kind of got to dip in and out. If you keep at it with something, I had a friend who he was in his 50s and he's like, I went to this like 9-year-old birthday party and suddenly one of the kids just started calling me pizza and then another kid started calling me hot dog and then all the kids were just calling me food. And after like 3 minutes, I wanted to leave just because it was like a barrage. It wasn't even like a deep dig. It was just too much. So I do think there's a little bit of like if you're gonna poke a little fun and then come right back out of it. Because nobody can handle the sustained barrage, you know?
yeah, totally. And that's also teaching them like tact and timing, comedic timing. But so I'd love to unpack this with you. And then, so I got a couple things, but the first thing, our 9-year-old has started becoming really, really funny in a dry sort of way. And I don't know where he's getting this but he'll kind of, whenever I'm talking too much, he'll like pat me on the shoulder or the head and be like, yeah, we got it, Dad.
That's really
we get
good.
it. We understand. We understand. So like my wife sometimes does that. My wife is very funny. So like maybe he's getting that from her, but like maybe I do that too a little bit, but I don't know. But that is like been the first thing where it's hilarious and I'll just start hysterically laughing because I'll be like, okay, guys, here's the thing. Like we're about to go, like tomorrow, we're going to go on vacation. Here's what I want. And he'll just like come over and touch me on the shoulder and I'll be like, what is going on? And he'll just wait for like 3 seconds and then just be like, we got it.
That's so good.
We got
That's
it, big
so good.
and he'll like tap me on the back and kind of like,
Well, and
but,
it's also a way for like a kid to gently give you feedback on your
yeah, like,
foibles.
shut up, Dad.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because both you and I are talkers, right?
And I like to say things a couple times. Like, are we sure? Did everyone pack? Like, if you're packing for yourself this time, like, remember we said on this trip, you are packing for yourself. So you want to make sure you have 5 pairs of underwear. Yeah, we got it, sweet. We got it, sweet guy.
We got it. Yeah. Yeah, we got it, big dog. Yeah, that's really good. That's funny. Ah, fuck. I was thinking about something that I lost it.
You were saying like it's a good way for them to be able to like
But yeah, it's a good
say
way for
stuff
them
to you.
Yeah, to give you feedback on your parenting too. Yeah. And again, a lot of times because my kids are younger, it's just tone. It's just like, Todd, like it's funny because in your family, there's just these patterns that you all fall into, right? And this is maybe like a little too, I'm getting too heady with it, but there's patterns that repeat themselves. There's dynamics in your family. There's roles you all fall into. And when those roles are unconscious and reflexive, it's not good, right? Because you kind of end up getting trapped in them. But if you can sometimes step outside of the dynamic and point at it, then like suddenly there's a choice in it and you recognize it for what it is. It is not just the truth. It is like, oh, here we're doing our pattern. Daddy's talking a lot or whatever it is. And
well, also just like, it's the same thing that I feel with you, that when you make fun of me, it fills me with joy. Cause it's like, it subconsciously tells me, wow, Matt is smart enough to do that. So I have like a really smart, funny friend. 2, he trusts me enough and knows me enough to be able to do that, to know that it's not going to hurt my feelings. Wow. Like Matt's like a really good friend. Like
well,
when my kids,
he sees me. Like it makes you feel seen if it's a really insightful dig, you know?
Yeah. But also it's one scene, but 2, like I understand that your calibration on understanding who I am is like, you get me. Like the fact that my 9-year-old son was able to make fun of me and not be afraid that like Dad was going to like yell at him and the fact that he read the room to be able to do that. It was one of the proudest moments that he's like making fun of me and making me laugh. And he's very right. Like I was saying it for the 3rd time.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. Those sorts of moments are like really important to me.
It's so many levels of intimacy there. Yeah. Well, and there's like, and this is actually an example of like how this is, I think, both a wonderful thing, but also something you really got to be careful with. My oldest daughter is very dramatic and it's awesome. It's an awesome part about her. It makes her like charismatic and funny, and she's a big personality. But sometimes it's also, of course, with kids, you know, it's exhausting because like, she can't find her sock and it's the worst thing that's ever happened. And if I can catch her at the right moment, sometimes if she's like, I can just meet her and be like, there's no yogurt. And like, I'll just get as big as she is. And then suddenly we're both laughing. Now, if she's actually upset, that is the worst thing I could do in that moment, because suddenly I've invalidated feelings that feel very real to her. But if I do it the right way, in the right moment, 1, it diffuses what could spiral into actually being upset. And 2, it is like, I see you. You feel things deeply. You're a big personality. You're loud and wild and dramatic. I know who you are. Let's laugh about this together.
But you're also putting things into perspective that like, you're having an outsized reaction as if your arms and legs got cut off. And maybe, just maybe, if you're in the right state of mind and she's in the right state of mind, it can be the thing, instead of having to tell them, you know, some kids in the world would do anything for your problems. There's children starving in Africa.
Right.
It's like,
what a bummer. Yeah.
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 So I got another thing.
Yeah. Oh, you got another ground
rule?
rule?
A good guideline is like, make fun of yourself, because also like you need to be able to have your kids, them be able to tease you back, your friends to tease you back. Like if you can't take it, don't dish it. Like I'm making fun of people in the hopes that people are brave enough to make fun of me. I just love it. I think it's
you're
amazing.
very self-deprecating.
Yeah. Like, have you heard my thing about my penis?
How you always talk about your tiny penis?
Tiny penis, but also because, you know.
Well, I was going to say that like there are different rules for making fun of yourself, because you would never make fun of somebody else for something that is physical and true about them.
Right.
But you.
Okay. So
Okay.
there's a chance that it's not true. I'll leave the mystery out there. I
Yeah.
either have a
Nobody
micro
wants
penis
to know. Nobody actually wants to know.
or something else. But what I love to say, and I love to make fun of, I love to say that I have a very short penis, but it's very wide, like a can
Girthy.
of tuna.
Yeah,
it's
sure.
a can of tuna. It's like a clock.
God, that's
It's
gross.
like a.
I'm sorry,
It's like
listeners.
a clock. It's the biggest chode of all time. It's basically like a plate almost. It's it's so thin. It's less than an inch long, but it's actually almost a foot wide. It's more like the Eye of Sauron. Some might say it looks more like a vagina.
Well, this Eye of Sauron is, I mean, my wife just refers to that as the flaming vagina. That that thing is, yeah. Anyways.
But so I love that joke, but not with my kids, obviously. It's like a running thing. Can of tuna.
Well, and like what you're doing both with like self-deprecating humor, but also with the way you react when somebody pokes fun at you. One, you're modeling for your kids. Here's a way to like kind of let it roll off your shoulders. But it's also like, don't take yourself too seriously. Be aware of your own foibles. Like see them as funny, not as like something that should be a source of shame. So I do think part of this whole dynamic is, one, here's how to gracefully do this with your friends, because we know that it is a part of intimacy that can be really nice if you do it right. Here's how to dish it, but here's also how to take it.
Right. And also like establishing things that can always be made fun of, like finding what those are. Like, for example, someone who, has a abnormality or like a, big feature on their face, or, they're super short or super tall. Like I would never touch that. And you kind of teach kids not to do that. But like things like, I think maybe my wife and I have established that the fact that I talk a lot and or over explain things is fair game. Like I'll never get mad about that. So that can be the thing that everyone makes fun of me about.
It's also like, because I have similar tendencies, like, and I try to remain conscious of not dominating conversations too much, but sometimes somebody needs to be like, hey, shut up.
Yeah.
But the best, most kind, most conscientious way to do that is a little ribbing. It's much better than just like, honey, you're really dominating the dinner conversation. Can you imagine that? Like, oh,
right. That's like awkward.
Awful.
Everyone needs to leave immediately. But if it's like, Matt has a lot of stories.
exactly.
Matt, and he loves them, doesn't he?
Loves them.
Doesn't he love them?
He
Hey,
loves his
Matt,
stories.
can we actually get more stories? Like, can you share a little more actually? Because we'd love to hear that one 3 more times.
That's funny. Yeah, that's just funny.
Like,
All right, let's close. Unless you got more.
Yeah, no, go for it.
Let's close with a cautionary tale of a time recently when I fucked this up so hard that it's hard for me to even talk about it.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Okay.
one thing, and this is a good guideline. My dad used to do this thing growing up. Here comes a story, Maxie. Get ready for it.
Yeah,
My dad
please.
used to do this thing where he'd pretend to be mad at us when we'd done something good. We'd make a good grade in school and he'd pretend to be mad at us. But my dad had a fake mad face that we always recognized immediately as mad. We never thought he was actually mad. I know you do this with your kids. You do the same thing. When your kids do something great,
Are
you
you
get mad.
kidding me? That
But-
is insane.
I guarantee you're overselling it.
Yeah.
With kids, do not do deadpan. Like which is in some ways the height of comedy, right? That's
Well,
like
young
why
kids. Yeah.
with young kids. That's why and your 9-year-old's good at it, but don't do it with young kids. That's why a guy it's funny, they cast Liam Neeson is in the new Naked Gun movie. And at first it's like, that's weird casting. He's not funny. But then if you watch old interviews with Leslie Nielsen about Naked Gun and Airplane, he's like, I do not crack a joke in it. Like I played those movies as seriously as I possibly could. And that's what makes them funny. So deadpan is great, but you can't do it with little kids. And here's why. So recently we were at dinner and we had a big old day, like an epic Saturday. And I just been like busting out all the stops for the kids. And we're almost done with dinner. And my oldest daughter goes, what are we doing tomorrow? And sometimes that question can rile you up a little bit when it's like, God, get off my ass for a second.
Yeah.
But I just chose to go deadpan with it at a level that I knew my 7-year-old would be cool with, right? And I was like, all right, here's what we're doing tomorrow. We're waking up. When you wake up, there's going to be like 30 cheetahs in the backyard. We're going to put saddles on them. We are going to ride out together. And we were going to hunt the nature preserve behind our house, riding on cheetahs. And my 7-year-old's laughing, right?
Yeah.
But my 2-year-old is also at the table. And like an hour later, my 2-year-old says something she's never said to me. She says, "We need to go to bed." And I'm like, "Why?" And she says, "Because unless we go to bed, the cheetahs won't come." And I was like, holy shit, my 2-year-old has spent the last hour thinking that there were going to be 30 cheetahs in her yard when she woke up and that we were going to ride out and hunt together. And I had to explain to her that, in fact, the world is not particularly exciting. And there's some things that just will never happen. And her dream of cheetahs was all a big lie. And I can feel in my body the guilt of that right now, just as I'm telling this story. All your kids have always got to be in on the joke. A joke that your kids are not in on is not a good joke.
All the kids.
Ever. All the kids. Yeah. So, aim right, or just be ready to explain to your daughter why the most exciting thing she thought was ever going to happen to her was just something you made up to fuck with her sister.
Yeah. No, that's a tough one. That's,
God damn. I can't believe I did that.
That's sad. That's a sad story.
Well, she's got to have something to talk about in therapy when she's older. Fuck.
Oh,
all right.
I have one thing.
End this on something less depressing, please.
If this makes it in. Our friend Seth Meyer, not to be confused with Seth Meyers, told me about this. And it's something you can tell your parents or your spouse, and it's hilarious, but it's really good with parents. He said, what I do is I tell my parents, like, okay, like if I've heard your story again, I just put up the number 2. Well, first he didn't tell me this. So when I said the story a second time that he's already heard the story, he just puts up 2 fingers. And it's, I don't know why there's, so it's hilarious. And it's a great way to like do the thing. For example, telling someone you've already heard a story before is kind of awkward.
Yeah.
If it's like you're telling that story and then it's like, oh yeah, well, I already heard that one, bud.
Yeah.
It's like embarrassing for them. It's embarrassing for you. Like, it's just not like,
Amanda, who's been on the show before, does it on her shoulder. She just puts a 2 on her shoulder. Or sometimes when she's really giving it to you, she'll put the 3 on her shoulder. And then you're like, oof. But it's hilarious every time.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
It's hilarious. And it's almost like pre-established ground rules for razzing.
Yep.
Like me and my friend, I always make fun of him about the boombox and the stereo. I feel closer to him. Mm-hmm. And, my son now makes fun of me about saying things multiple times. I feel like I've now said that for the 3rd time.
And after I give my friend's wife some shit this weekend, it'll be right.
You got to find something.
Yeah, you
got to punch up.
Yeah, punch up. Yeah, she's an impressive person. I think, yeah. But that's good. That means it's you'd rather punch up. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Be careful out there with this.
When in doubt,
don't do it. Yeah.
Don't do it.
When in doubt, don't do it. But I think if you kind of stay within the boundaries and make it fun and light, and also take it well yourself, then I think it can be a nice part of life. So I can't make fun of your teeth on here.
You can, because I'm getting Invisalign.
Oh, are you really?
Yeah.
Is that because
I have Invisalign.
Is that because we made fun of your teeth?
No, have we? But teeth are fair
I
game
will
for
say,
me. Because
at your birthday, you had a roast. And one of my jokes was, it's like Max and I had always wanted to do something creative together. I come from a film background. We'd always loved movies. But then I looked at Max's face and I looked at his teeth and I thought, radio.
So good. No, that's amazing. No, but I am getting I have Invisalign because I had like a thought during the day of like, well, what if my kids are, I have grandkids and I have like coffee stained teeth that like all 80-year-olds have.
Oh, yeah.
And then it's like, I have like super snaggle teeth on the bottom. And it's like, I look like Jafar when he's in the dungeon. Like, you shall have your reward. Your eternal reward.
Oh, old man Jafar. Yeah, you don't want to be old man Jafar.
No, so I can't have that.
All right. Well, sorry if I've ever stepped over the line, but we're in pretty good standing. Have. Yeah, great. Good to hear.
Never have. It's
you either.
It makes me so happy and proud.
It's the best. All right, brother.
All right.
I'll talk to you soon, buddy.
This episode of Milkless is brought to you by Violet Archer in the case of the Purple Martin. Thank you. Bye.